Hello guys, Albatross here, just coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to be starting a new series on the Rust programming language. It's basically sort of a celebration video for getting 500 subs, which I just hit, so thank you very much for that. And yeah, I know I started some series in the past and sort of ditched them after a few videos, but definitely going to keep this one going. So basically, just to start with, what is Rust? So basically Rust is, in my opinion, sort of like a middle ground between very low-level languages like C and C++ and higher-level languages like JavaScript and stuff like that. So this is basically, if you want the power and efficiency and speed of C and C++, you can get that with Rust, but you can also get more beginner styles and, you know, sort of easier to write higher-level applications such as, you know, command line applications or web servers or stuff like that. So yeah, without even talking about it more, let's just get into it. And so basically the first thing you need to do is install Rust. So obviously if you're on Windows, it's easy. You just download one of these executables and you will have the application, or you'll have it installed, the compiler and everything on your system and cargo. But if you're on Linux, obviously just follow those steps. I'm not going to go into those in this video because most people are probably using Windows. So basically once you've got it installed, then you're ready to start coding in Rust. So I've basically just made this this folder on my desktop, and so once you make a folder, you're going to want to put a file in the folder. So that's going to be called main.rs. So we're going to write our code in here. So if you're familiar with C or C++, you'll know that everything needs to be in a main function, which is the exact same as Rust. So we're going to declare function main. So to do that, we type in fn to declare the function, and we type in main then. And the rest of the syntax here is just like C. And so we're going to just write a simple hello world application here. So basically Rust sort of equivalent of printf in C is println. But this is basically a macro, this is not a function, and so we need to put an exclamation point at the end, then parentheses. We'll go into macros and functions stuff in a later video, but for now we just put the parentheses here, we put double quotation marks, and we type in hello world, and it gets ended with a semicolon. And so now that we have this file, we obviously need to compile the file. This is not an interpreting language, this is a compiled language. So we need to compile it. So whenever we installed Rust there, it came with something called rustc command, which is the Rust compiler. So all that we need to do is cd into the directory that our main.rs file's in. I already changed into it earlier. And we just type in rustc and then the name of the file, which is main.rs. And that compiles the file for us. So if we come in here, as you can see, it generates this PDB file and it generates an exe file. So we just need to worry about the exe file for now. So all we do is type in main.exe to run it. And as you can see, we get hello world printed to the console. If you're on Mac or Linux, you can type in /main and it will run the application for you. But on Windows, we just type in main.exe. Okay, so basically now then we've created this application and or created this file and compiled it into an exe file, but there's a far easier way to do things. So basically I'm just going to get rid of everything that we've done so far. We're going to want to come to command line again in this directory. And so basically if you've done C and C++ and stuff before, you'll know that trying to get external libraries and stuff into your application can be a bit of a pain. But Rust basically comes with this thing called Cargo, which can manage all of our libraries for us, all our dependencies, and yeah, it just makes life a lot easier. So we're going to want to make our projects with this Cargo application. So we just type in cargo new, and then for example, hello_world, and this will then create a so we'll create a folder here, hello world, which will have all of our cargo stuff in here. So as you can see, we have a cargo.toml file in here, the source folder, which has a main.rs file in it, and we also get a git repository made for us. So the difference between this is we get this cargo file. So if we want to add any external dependencies from a site called crates.io, which we'll look at later, we can just add the dependencies in here, which basically means that Cargo sort of manages all our dependencies for us. So basically if we change into this folder here and we type in cargo build, this will basically compile our application for us. So that will basically compile it into this target debug folder here, so we can see the hello world exe file there. So we could obviously go ahead and run it, you know, from the command line here, but we don't want to do that. So we just want to type in cargo run, which will basically compile and run the application for us, but as you can see here, it was already compiled up here, so it doesn't recompile it if there's no changes. But if we make like a small change to the file or something, then we type in cargo run again. As you can see, it compiles it here, and then it runs the application, and we get hello world printed here. Another useful command you might find is cargo check. So this basically checks that the file compiles okay, or that your project compiles fine. You might use this if you don't want to run your application, you just want to check that it compiles, you haven't made any mistakes, then you can use this command as well. So yeah, basically I hope that this was a good introduction to Rust for you, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.